Today was the anniversary of her death, but she wasn't happy at all. Memories of her past life kept flooding her mind. In her past life, she was the daughter of a wealthy family, but she loved practicing archery and swordsmanship. One time while hunting deer, she heard some commotion nearby. Following the sound, she discovered a man who had been bitten by a snake, so she gave him emergency treatment. A few days later, when she was delivering game to people in the poor district, she found that each of them had a wild animal. Just as she was wondering about this, that young man came running over, thanking her for saving his life. He said he was learning from her example, doing what he could for the people in the poor district. When she returned home, her father told his daughter, "Once you turn 18, you will get married. This is an engagement arranged before you were born." Though the daughter disagreed with marrying someone she had never met, her father said this was decided by their ancestors. She would become part of their family even in death. The girl stopped arguing, but she ran to her future husband's house alone, wanting to convince him to break off the engagement. When the door opened, she discovered he was the boy she had saved. The two felt an instant connection, so the girl naturally married this man she had fallen for at first sight. But she never expected that this marriage would become her eternal regret. For over 10 years they lived happily together, even occasionally going out like young lovers. One day, a group of soldiers came looking for him. They had received an urgent notice from the border. The enemy had launched a large-scale attack, requesting his military support, and so he said goodbye to his wife. But this goodbye became their eternal regret. These past few days, her mother-in-law kept blaming her daughter-in-law for not keeping her son home, for letting him go to such a dangerous front line. The daughter-in-law said fighting bravely for the country was something that made her proud, but soon she would learn how this country would disappoint her terribly. Just then, a group of bandits burst in. The daughter-in-law immediately protected her mother-in-law, telling her to quickly find a place to hide. She immediately went inside to grab her bow and arrows, aimed at the enemy and shot. Then, using the skills she had learned from her husband, she easily killed the bandits, rescued her mother-in-law, told her to quickly hide inside. She needed to go outside to save the maid who had been with her for over 20 years. Outside was complete chaos. Once outside, she realized they weren't bandits, but an enemy invasion. Her maid was being dragged by a rope around her neck. In this critical moment, Gorion leaped over, striking the soldier with one blow, saving her maid. Then she saw a soldier dragging a little girl with a horse. Gorion raised her bow, accurately shooting through the rope, thinking she had saved the little girl. But the next second the girl was killed, and she herself was caught with a rope around her neck, dragged wildly across the ground. Her husband was still fighting the enemy forces, completely unaware of his wife's fate. When the son returned home, his mother asked with concern if he was safe. The son looked around and didn't see his wife, asked why he didn't see Gorion. His mother said she seemed to have been captured. The son immediately turned around to search for her. Indeed, it was as they said. These enemies had captured a group of women, watching their country grow farther and farther away. The maid cried bitterly. Gorion told her that as long as they were alive, there was hope. She did manage to do this later, but she never expected that staying alive would bring them unbearable suffering.